We're live. Let's see.
Ah,
All right, so we are live. We are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the replay.
hi.
For those of you who are watching the replay, we are so excited to have you here. Come on in. Let us know where you are watching from. We see those numbers going up, so go ahead and comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Double tap the screen. Show us some love. We love all the hearts. It makes us feel like we're getting hugs in the parts of the world that we're in. We know that we got some Florida in the house. We got Alabama in the house. Coach Tywanna, where are you coming in from tonight?
Cincinnati, Ohio. Woo!
Ohio. All right. So tonight, we are excited to be able to be here tonight to celebrate Women's History Month and celebrate our history makers. So what are our history makers? Our history makers are our leaders who lead. We like to call you all leaders who lead. We serve you. We serve the leaders who are out here crushing it in the world, who are leading, who are doing the thing that God has called them to do. So you are the leaders who have started from the beginning and now you're here. We like to say, those who kind of help pave the way for our newbies, our leaders that are here inside of the experience now. And we wanted to honor you. We wanted to celebrate you. So welcome. Thank you all for being here. We're going to take a moment, just a quick moment to share this broadcast. We want to make sure that everybody can get in on this goodness. So we're going to do a mass participation right now. Everybody take a moment and share this broadcast. All right, let's see. Make sure for those of you who are watching us live, go ahead and hit the share button. Don't be scared. Hit the share button. Here we go. And let the people know to come on and join us live. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and jump on in. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Tywanna Patrice, and I'm the founder of the Fearless Experience. I'm the visionary author of this amazing international book series called Dear Fear. To date, Dear Fear has launched in more than 15 states. We are beyond 15 states at this point. More than 15 states and 3 countries. We have more than 60 leaders. Come on, y'all. That's so amazing. We have more than 60 leaders that span across more than 20 different careers. That is how good God is. Literally, we are taking this ministry into the marketplace, and God is having his way. We serve leaders that lead. We serve high-performing leaders just like you who are here doing what God has called them to do, but there's still some areas in them that gotta be dealt with, right? All of us have those things where we gotta face the mirror and we gotta heal, and that's what the Fearless Experience is all about. We help leaders face the mirror and heal, and we have so many different ways of doing that. We'll talk about some of those ways tonight, but make sure that you're in the comments. We see those numbers going up. Get in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Double tap the screen. Show us some love, and make sure you share. So I'm going to get ready and bring on our amazing leaders. So I'm going to start with Miss Rhonda. All right, Rhonda, go ahead and tell us who you are, what volume of Dear Fear, did you come from, and just a little bit about your journey.
Wow. So, Dear Fear 2. That's my Dear Fear 2. And So a lot has been going on. A lot has happened since that, that whole process. It was just amazing. Just all kinds of doors just swung open. And it's just really, really been amazing. One of the I got married last year, June 20th, and it was amazing. And I now live in Florida, so that's a big shift for me. And so I'm working on my doctorate, so that's big. I'm really moving forward on that and really pushing hard to complete it on time. and it's just been amazing. I do have projects that I'm working on, and one really super sweet project that I would love to talk about, but I just you know I just how you want to just hold on to it a little while longer. So that's what I'm going to do, but I'm putting it out there because I know it's God is all over it. He birthed that. you know
Yes.
he this is something that he put in me. I know it. And so I'm being as obedient as I can and really moving forward and doing the work, right? Making sure that I'm doing the work, making sure that I'm staying on task, and just making it happen.
I love it. I love it. Listen, I keep telling people that this is birthing season. If you believe that, put it in the comments. This is birthing season. God, like you said, there is a seed that that God put inside of you. And this is that season of really producing and loving on that seed and nurturing that seed as you're preparing to give birth. So listen, we're standing in agreement with you. I understand keeping it under wraps, but when it's time to shout that baby out to the rooftops, let us know so we can help you shout it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But one of the other things that I didn't say, I retired.
Oh my goodness. I remember you retired.
That's the retirement dance right there. Yes, I
Yes.
did. I retired. I retired from the FBI after 34 years of law enforcement service. Amazing career. And it really positioned me for a lot of the doors that opened, a lot of the opportunities that were presented. So just loving that. My law enforcement coaching firm is in full swing, and just really doing you know how God just blesses you, and to the point where you just it's just
Like, God, what is this overflow? Where is it coming from?
right. This is yes, the overflow. So everybody that I know connected with, get ready for the overflow, because I can't handle it all, right? So I got this is the overflow.
Well, the word tells us that God will do the exceedingly and the abundantly, right?
Yes.
So, like, literally, this is heaven opening up and pouring out more than our little old hands can hold. And we thank God for the exceeding and the abundantly. So, we're going to jump back into this, Rhonda, because I have some questions for you in regards to your FBI journey, because we have so many testimonials that came through in regards to you helping women be more confident in their journey of career because of your transparency and vulnerability in Dear Fear, and regarding like you first coming into the career, that conversation you had with your mom. So we really want to dive into that in just a little bit. So we're going to circle back to that. So Tywanna, bringing Tywanna up to the stage, tell us what volume of Dear Fear were you in? Tell us a little bit more about you and what you have going on as well.
All right. My name is Tywanna Wilson, and I was in Dear Fear Volume 2 with Rhonda. So, whoop, 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 whoop. I was looking at that, and that was like 3 years ago, and I just can't believe it, because Dear Fear started me on a path that I would have never thought I would have been at this place today. So I am so, so, so grateful for the Dear Fear journey. I am the founder and CEO of Trendy Elite Coaching and Consulting, where I help career-driven professionals unleash their star power so that they can stand out, get promoted, and most importantly, get paid by growing their leadership. And so much has happened since the Dear Fear journey. I became a mommy. So that is very exciting. You might hear my daughter in the background. She might make an appearance, but I have a 19-month-old daughter named Brooke. So that was something that I've just been blessed with, because I had been praying for a daughter and been praying and praying. And my husband and I have been working on and trying to get a child. And finally, we were blessed with, as I call her, Brooke Beezy, Babbling Brooke. So that has happened since the Dear Fear journey. And I have published numerous books since then, since the journey.
Wow.
But what I will tell you, Coach Tywanna, is that Dear Fear really taught me the importance of investing, because invested in this journey financially, spiritually, and really just that whole personal growth, it really opened the door for me because I hadn't really invested since I left college. I invested in my career and a formal education and certifications, but this was that first kind of leap of making an investment into my own personal growth in this regard. And it has opened up so many doors. I've been able to write other books. I've been able to speak. I've been able to coach. And I've just been able to be a trailblazer in my industry. And out of all the book projects that I've been in, this one by far is still one of the most popular. So thank you for having me on the journey. Thank you for letting me know that it's okay to invest in myself, because that investment in me allowed me to invest in others. So thank you so much.
Wow. Amen. God gets the glory. You are so welcome. That is such a powerful testimonial, because it's not often that we actually look at how, areas that we invest in turns around and gives us the return on investment as wisdom of the power of investment. And so for you to say that I learned the power of investing in myself, and that then gave me a return on investment because I saw the value in investing in other things for myself and for my leadership, for my clients, that is such a powerful testimonial. So thank you so much for sharing that. It's important that we learn the value of investing. And that when we do invest, this is good for whoever's watching. Y'all catch these nuggets. This is good stuff. When you do invest, you always look for a return, always. The thing is, a lot of times people only look at one type of return, and that's financial. But we also have to look at what type of knowledge, the wisdom that we're getting back from this investment. How can it continue to pour over tenfold into other areas of my life as well? So that's really good. And congratulations on Miss Brooke. I was so happy when I saw that, got that message. It's just the prayers answered. And I just thank God for remembering you and remembering your desires and remembering the seed that was already inside of you. We just taught on breakthroughs and visions and the power of Hannah's prayers. And at the end of the scripture in 1 Samuel, it said that, and God remembered Hannah. And that meant that, and God turned his attention to Hannah. So we thank God for turning his attention 19 months ago to you and your family. And now we have Miss Babylon Brooke. So all right, so let's go on over to Shalon. Shalon, listen, I had to bring you in last because I know you're going to be like, first off, set the record straight. So I'm going to go ahead and let you finish the sentence. Set the record straight, right, Shalon? So tell us, what volume did you come from?
I was in volume 1. So I was right at the beginning.
You were in volume 1.
I was.
Right, tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do, and a little bit more about your journey of Dear Fear as well.
So when I joined Dear Fear, it was really just a need to really just push myself out and really just kind of get the story from out of me. It was just stuck inside of me, and I just didn't know how to get it out. And so I joined the Dear Fear book project to really just get it out. But what I got out of it was so much more than just really getting the story out. I really started healing on my own and just kind of really taking the time to really see what was really going on. I never sat down. I was so busy with life that I never really knew that there was anything really going on with me. I was just going with the flow. So my journey with Dear Fear really taught me how to really look at fear and deal with it face on and not let it control all of my life. And fear came in so many different areas in my life that I didn't even know it. So I was walking around. I should just had a billboard on saying I'm in fear all the time, because that's what I was, and I didn't know it. So since doing the project, I've been able to really step out of my comfort zone and really focus on what God really had his plans for my life. And so I've been able to start my own coaching program, which is called Reinvented, which I help women reinvent their life through the word hope. I break hope down as heal, overcome, purpose, and empowerment. I now do a weekly Facebook Live on breaking the addiction. And I'm so excited about that because I always, even from a child, knew that I wanted to do something in the forward, but I didn't know, I never thought that I could, with my own eyes, I could have never seen myself doing it. So that's what the project actually did for me, was really show that I can do these things. And so thank you, Tywanna, for being able to push me beyond what I thought in my own power I could do, and really see what God really had for me to do. So I am so excited to be on the journey, and also the sisterhood that I've been able to create by being in volume 1. Amazing. And all the places I've been able to travel and see, you know, that I probably would have never done on my own. So I'm so grateful for the whole process.
Amen.
And volume 1.
Volume 1. We need everybody to just put up that church finger really quickly. Just they're like volume 2. Listen, we are so proud and excited of each and every one of you. And you said something that was just so pivotal that I want to touch on. Because this is so important for each and every one of you that's watching as well. A lot of times, especially as high performing leaders, we're in our career, we making money, we out here, we living the life, right? That everybody's painted the picture, and now we're living the picture, but we still got some issues. And so one of the things that Shalon said is, I didn't know that I was dealing with this stuff. I didn't realize that I had all this stuff going on. What I've realized from doing this work for the last 4 years is our leaders we've created and branded the wound. We've branded and built a life on top of unhealed things and unhealed traumas. So at what point of your journey in Dear Fear did you realize, wait a minute, okay, that's an ugly piece of me I need to deal with, or wait a minute, I didn't realize that was actually trauma, or wait a minute, I just didn't know that was an area I need to be healed from. Did anybody have those moments or those revelations?
Well, for me, I didn't, honestly, I don't know, maybe it was a Florida thing, but I really didn't get involved in really knowing what trauma, you know, I grew up at a time where it was like, you know what, that happened, move on, sit down. So I didn't really know that all these things exist, if that makes sense. So when I started, and I really, like I said, I started writing, going through the process just to really get it off of me and really sharing. I think what really hit me is when I read it out loud at the book signing for the first time. And then I saw the reaction of other people that I knew then, like, oh my, like, this can really help someone else. So why am I holding it? And so for me to be able to understand that, yes, these things happen, but it really was for me to learn something from it. But the reality is it's really to help someone else. And so that's where I think my turning point was, where, you know, really, because for me, I'm very prideful. So it's really getting out of my own way, knowing that me opening up, sharing can also help someone else. So that was my experience.
That's good. And we have to also remember that sometimes we, especially as women, and you said it's a Florida thing, I'll go back and say, you know what? I can say it's also a Black community thing, that in the Black community, we have been taught and bred to sweep things underneath the rug, stand on the rug and walk our pretty little selves on and pretend like nothing happened in the house. And, you know, these things didn't happen. And then we build a life around it. And then we get of age and we get into our careers and we get into our families and we realize that, wait, I'm leaking. I didn't handle that situation right. Where did I learn to talk like that? Where did I learn to react like that, right? And so we have to understand that even though we have an assignment, I always notice, especially with women, is we say that we are on assignment to reach back and pull somebody else forward. Whose tagline is that? Everybody say, reach back and I'm going to pull somebody else forward. But in telling our story, we also understand that in telling my story, I just pulled me forward. Mm-hmm. I just took another step forward. I just healed from another wound that allowed me to be able to get to another side of my victory. So we have to understand that we also not just do these things to reach back and pull somebody else forward, but no, this one's for me. And I think it's very important that we understand that in life, it's okay to say this time, this is for me. So did anybody else have any revelations or anything that just kind of shocked you in the experience that you realized about yourself?
Well, one of the things, my chapter was around your legacy. My chapter was called Dear Fear, You Can't Have My Legacy. And really what I was talking about is my upbringing, my background, my family. And everybody that I consider to be experts, none of them went to college. They didn't even graduate from high school. And in my industry, in my career, sometimes you can feel like you're not enough because you're sitting at the table with people that come from wealth, people that come from long lines and legacies of education. And, especially when you're in an environment where, I'm at the leadership table, and most times I'm the only one that looks like me at the leadership table. And you can bring those insecurities into that, should I be here? Am I good enough? And that was one of the things that I learned from just getting into this process and writing my chapter, that, fear, you can't have my legacy. You can't have my story. It's my story. It's, that it's the story that I have. And I'm proud of my story. I'm proud of my family. I'm proud of where I came from. And it just let me know that the wisest people that I've ever known were the people that were unlikely experts in the eyes of society. And so, if I was talking to any, what, fear, you can't have my legacy. It's mine to hold on to.
That's good. That's good. So many of us literally use our grandparents' rug as an excuse to operate in foolery and to operate in areas that just aren't in alignment. And no. Rejection might have had my grandmother, rejection might have had my mama, and for a little while, rejection might have had me. But it stops with me. It won't happen with my child, right? These things will stop with me. And then we have literally a mandate to burn the rug. One of the things, Tywanna, as I get ready to go into this next question, that I love about your journey, because we talk about, okay, outside of Dear Fear, what I love about watching your journey is that we talk about Dear Fear, you can't have my legacy. We always talk about legacy, y'all, but what we don't realize is legacy means I have to do what? Leave something. So if I'm leaving something, that means I'm no longer here. So you always hear people saying, I want to leave a legacy, but what that means that you're gone, right? And so what Tywanna literally did was she wrote, Dear Fear, you can't have my legacy. And right outside of the Dear Fear journey, her matriarch, her legacy passed away right outside of the journey. And at that funeral, she was able to read out of her Dear Fear book, continuing to break chains, continuing to break curses right there inside of her family, inside of legacy. And I just, for one, thought that, wow, God, how intentional and strategic are you that you allowed this woman to sit still and be pruned and chiseled and have to get to the root and tell her story and share things in her family, and then have the courage to go read this at her grandmother's funeral. And so I, for one, just wanted to take a moment to say, wow, how much courage, how much fearlessness. We talk about activate your fearless, how much fearlessness that took for you to be able to do that, and just how intentional God was for you and your family in that moment.
Absolutely. That was a blessing, and one of the proudest moments to be able to stand up at my granny's funeral and be able to recite the legacy that I left in print and the impact that she had on my life. So
wow. Okay, so as we kind of take it a little deeper, now Rhonda, we know that you are a law enforcement coach. One of my favorite parts of your chapter was when you were talking about, now, when I applied for the FBI, baby, I was applying for the top of the top. Did they not know who I am? My name is Rhonda Glover, okay? And then I remember in your chapter, you said you had to phone your mother, right? And say, Mama, I got here and they want me to work customer service. Like, what's going on? So your chapter was so good, and it was so real, because how many of us, we go for the top, we're high performing, we're going for the top of the top. But what God shows us is, wait a minute, there's a process. And Rhonda, I want to tell you, so your chapter helps so many of our young leaders get through processes in their career. Be okay, because especially the millennial community, sometimes they just want to go ahead and bypass that process, And so your chapter helps so many in the fearless experience say, wait a minute, Let me learn to trust the process, that there is purpose in this process. So, Rhonda, I want to kind of go into that and tell us more of how you having to break that down in Dear Fear, what that did for you, and how are you using that now inside of your current coaching business? Oh, wait. There you go.
Yeah, breaking it down in Dear Fear, it brought so much clarity, because that was really the first time that I really, really pulled it out. And, I hadn't really sat down and, articulated what that was all about. And so it really, opened up to me. It was about, my mindset. And when I do talk to particularly young people, when because when they come in, they say, I'm going to be running things. That's what they're putting in for I'm running things. Well, no, learn the job first. And then, you'll get to that place, because you don't want to hold them back, because they have so much energy. They want to get to that level. So you have to, you want to help them. You want to help them get to that place. But yeah, it's a process. And for me, I had to look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I almost messed this up. Because that's all I ever wanted to do, was to be an FBI agent and to come in at an entry level, which I knew that that's what I was doing. But back then, you didn't know what you would be doing. You knew it was entry level. And I just graduated college, and I was full of myself. As I wrote that chapter out, it just kind of, whoa, Rhonda, you were full of yourself. Just a little bit.
Revelation, right?
Well, yeah. And so it really caused me to be more vulnerable, open, and honest with myself about what I was feeling, and the fear and the shame and I was feeling all kinds of things. And it was a long, long time. It was a long, long time, Tywanna. Let me tell you something. It was a long time before I talked about it.
Wow.
Writing about it helped it. I didn't tell people what I did. I never told anybody what. They knew I worked for the FBI, but I never told people what I did.
Wow.
Because of how I felt about it, I was on the switchboard. I was on the switchboard. And that switchboard. It was, yeah. That's
real.
Yeah, right. Straight talk, no chaser, transparent. That's what I was feeling. I'm like, the switchboard. But I kept that in. When the young lady walked me to the space and she told me where I was going to go, and I was sitting there plotting and planning how I was not going to show up the next day. I was sitting there saying, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not taking this job. I'm not doing this. I cannot. Wow. And so, wow. Interesting, because God will speak through people.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So he's shown up, spoke through my mother. Because her words shifted me. It was a total 180. And after I talked to her, that was it. That was it. And I was committed to learning everything that I could. Totally 100%. I was all in.
Wow.
And that's when the doors started to open. Opportunities, because people saw me showing up decent, and in order.
That's
Because
good.
you cannot go into a space in an attitude with an attitude. You have to show up at your best. And had I not shown up at my best, I would not I would not be here today. I would not be doing the things that I'm doing right now. It's just, and that just goes for anybody out there that, when sometimes you're presented with something that you may feel that, I no, I don't need to do that. But there's something in the learning. There's something in there that you need to do in order to get to where you want to go.
That's good.
Right? And so that's what I was feeling. But I still didn't talk about it. I still felt shame. While I understood, okay, I'm gonna do my best, I'm gonna learn everything about it, I still didn't talk about it. Because, and see, my out was, oh, my friends, oh, you work for the FBI, you can't talk about what you do. I'm like, nope, I can't talk about it.
Good.
They didn't know. I didn't tell anybody. I told nobody until your fear.
Wow. Wow. And the lives that have been transformed. And I want y'all to just think about this. And everybody that's watching, think about this transparency and this honesty. Rhonda, you started in the FBI in what year?
In 84.
So from 84 to 2019, roughly? 18.
2018.
This truth was locked inside. How many of you are literally hiding and locking up your truth that not only can be pushing you forward because of all the opportunities that have opened up, even for Rhonda, as she was saying earlier, but also how many of you are locking in your truth that can help someone else? The testimony of the leaders in this, inside of the fearless experience that have rolled in, just from the leaders that are still in their career and have been struggling in their career and struggling with the process and going, Rhonda, help me. That is so powerful. But it's something to think about too. How many of us will be at that point of delaying destiny because we want to skip the process? God, I don't want to start there. I want to start somewhere. God, I don't want that little apartment. I'm ready for the house. God, I don't want this. I'm ready for the husband. God, I don't want to wait. I'm ready for, right? And we will literally talk ourselves out of, pout ourselves out of, sit down on destiny because we don't want to go through the process. This is a word for somebody tonight. I'm going to need you to grow up and go through the process. How about that? That's what we've all had to do and continuing to do because it's a process. Every single day, we have to make a choice to grow up.
Yes.
I'm going to have to get through that process every day.
So this is the thing. You something just kind of boiled up in me.
Uh-oh, your spirit is stirred.
Yeah, when you see things happening in different areas, in law enforcement, in government, and you think about what steps did they skip that position them to not make the right decision. You see? Because if, and there are people that get that opportunity to just start at the top. Well, there's what is it you miss? What did you not learn that caused you to make this decision that positioned the company to lose millions of dollars? So there's you gotta grow. You gotta go through things to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Get to the next step. There's nothing wrong. And I really want to drive it home. There's nothing wrong with entry level. The key thing is to show up at your best and be open to the learning because someone's watching to open that door for opportunity for you to get.
Amen. That's good. That's really good. And I'm going to ask you this one last question, Rhonda, because I got something, I can't help but coach. That's all. Like, what position did you retire from?
Oh, I retired from, I was like a program manager.
Okay.
So that's a whole nother story.
So you went from the switchboard to the manager.
Yeah, so I went from the switchboard to, I was in executive management in the field. And then what I did, I did a lateral because I made a call because I needed to move forward to go. So that's a story right there. That's a whole book.
We're gonna have to get to that story because where I was going with that is we're gonna have to have us another call because where I was going with that is I think Rhonda got another book in her, y'all, from the switchboard to what? To the main line? What we gonna call it? From the switchboard to the program manager. But that can be your next book as you are coaching your leaders in your company. So we're gonna work, okay? I like that, from the switchboard to the main line. All right, tell me what you.
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Ooh, that was yummy.
You like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was like that. We're gonna hold Rhonda accountable. We're gonna start working on Rhonda's next book.
Yep. But God took me to where He wanted me to go.
That's it.
So I went higher.
That's it.
I went higher. So
I love it. We're putting that in there, from the switchboard to the main line. That's the book. We're about to work on that. All right. So Shalon, now here you are on the other side of Dear Fear, and you are coaching women and leaders in breaking the addiction, reinventing themselves, finding hope. And this is the very same thing that you literally had to do piece by piece, line by line, vulnerability, transparency. And so now you are in this place of leading this platform on breaking the addiction. Kind of talk to us about that and what leaders are witnessing and experiencing with your company through your own transparency and vulnerability.
So I started doing the live with Breaking the Addiction. And it truly started because of, I also have a transition home for women in recovery. So over the start of the pandemic, all the meetings closed. And so they were home. And so here I was thinking like, they're bored. What are they going to do? They can't go to the meetings. Everything was, pretty much shut down. And so I was thinking about them. So I just decided to do a live on boredom and addiction to really talk about if someone who is dealing with any kind of addiction, if they're bored now, like what are some things that they could do? So it really started there. But I did not know that that was me thinking, okay, I'm just going to do this live and this is what it's going to be, and not really taking it any further. And it kind of just formed a life of its own with doing it, and really just when I say breaking the addiction, because most of the time when we think of addiction, we think of drugs or any kind of substance abuse. And so my whole thing was not to have people just think about that, and just to know that we all have some in our life, we try to fill the void. So we consume ourselves with things that sometimes are not good for us. And it could be anything from fear. You can consume your whole life being fearful. I know quite a few people who do that. So I really wanted to just basically share that there are other things that people are addicted to, but what is the root of it? And so I think what that has helped me with what I'm doing is really just get to the root of the problem, instead of saying, I'm addicted to shopping. Okay, so why are you shopping? Where did that void come from? What are you trying to feel? I always try to dig deeper. And so that has helped me in coaching. And the thing I think is really helping me is that I'm still on the journey of really unpeeling all of my layers. And so I'm not saying I'm there. I'm saying I'm still on the journey, but I may be further than I was. And so I'm really kind of walking through the journey with the people that I coach. And so that is how I started. And it just kind of took a life of its own. But now I understand that it was all in God's plan. And so it has just kind of, I love doing it. I didn't even know that I would like it as much as I do, but just being able to, really, I was speaking to someone yesterday and she said, well, I love shopping. I said, well, why do you like shopping? Well, I don't really know. I just like shopping. I just like buying stuff. So I started sharing like my experiences with shopping and how, I would overdo it. And so it kind of led her to, open up about, issues with her family, issues with her father. And these are things that she never thought about. So it kind of helps me also help a person dig a little bit deeper to not just deal with whatever the addiction is, but the root of it. So.
That's good. I love it. And being a guest on the platform and then having the opportunity to also partner with your company was such a beautiful experience to be able to see the behind the scenes of getting to the root, because until we tackle the root, we'll continue to perpetrate, the problem. And so it is those why questions, those hard questions. So not breaking the addiction of, shopping, but breaking the addiction of unforgiveness. Breaking the addiction of, you did people pleasing one night, which was so powerful. These are conversations that are hard, but they're necessary. And these are conversations that you don't hear a lot of people having. And so to be able to see people heal in the moment, beautiful. To see people heal on the live, to get revelations, like watching the comments on your platform and seeing people going, wow, the Lord just literally showed me in this moment what my issue has been. And so that is just so powerful. So I want to celebrate you. Just like, I'm celebrating everyone, but celebrating you for your platform, because Shalon, I remember 3-4 years ago, we couldn't get you to grab a microphone, honey. Listen. And so now, not only you've been in international stages, you've been on, celebrity stages, you've hosted your own events, and now your own platform podcast. Listen, we celebrate you, History Maker. We celebrate you and excited to continue partnering with you and doing great work with you. For those of you that are watching, make sure that you are sharing this broadcast. These leaders have dropped some amazing nuggets. We talked about legacy. We talked about purpose. We talked about hope, reinventing yourself. Tywanna gave us a listen. If y'all didn't catch this, you have the power to change the narrative. It may have happened in your past, but it does not have to move into your legacy and your future. These have been some powerful nuggets. But if you are wanting to face the mirror, even if you don't want to, because it's going to hurt, it doesn't feel good, but it's necessary. If you're ready and committed to healing, because you say that I'm no longer going to be committed to my trauma, then we invite you to go over to www.healed.today. What, Tiana? Not .com? No, not .com. www.healed. When am I healed? .today. Okay. I need y'all to catch that prophetic release. Listen, I am healed today, for the Lord said that I can have it today. Now he's doing a new thing. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. But when are we healed? Today. So go on over to www.heal.today and get in on some of this goodness that these amazing leaders have experienced, and how just watching your platforms grow. Rhonda, seeing you release the 2.0, stepping into your next, your 2.0, your marriage, being able to meet your husband. Oh my God, such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So leaders, I'm going to go around and I want you to give everyone that's watching one nugget, just amazing nugget from your deepest, most fearless part of you. Give them one nugget to be able to continue, for them to continue on the journey, and then tell them how to continue to follow you. So we're going to start with you, Tywanna.
The one nugget that I would give everybody listening is to continue to invest in yourself. Leadership develops daily, not in a day. So you have to invest in yourself so that you can get better and better and better. Surround yourself with people who can take you to the next level. And in order to do that, you need to be mentored. You need to be coached. You need to be in an environment where people will continue to pull you up. I always talk about mentorship because it's all about mentorship provides you access information, and influence. So if you don't remember anything else, you need to get in a supportive tribe or community where you can get mentored and continue to grow. You can follow me on social media at Coach T Wilson. That's Coach T Wilson on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or over on LinkedIn at Tywanna Wilson, or you can join me in my mentoring academy. You can go to Stand Out Leader Academy. So get ready to stand out today. You deserve it.
Amen. I just want to make sure I got that. It's Coach T Wilson, TEE on social media, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. Those are really great nuggets. And really quickly, one more time, you said mentorship affords you impact, influence, and what was that other I?
It was access,
Access.
information, and influence.
There you go. Access, information, and influence. And you heard it right there from Coach T Wilson. So make sure that you guys go and follow her at Coach T Wilson and head over to her website and learn more about her mentorship program and how she can be able to help you continue to lead daily. I feel like I just did a whole commercial and I hope that I got it right. All right. So Rhonda, what are your nuggets for the people tonight?
My one nugget that really has shown up is your mindset. You've got to be careful of your mindset, because if your mindset is not where it should be, it can cause you to block your blessings. It can cause you to keep doors closed that are trying to get open to you. You've got to be open to opportunities. You have to be open to what is presented and understand that there is a process, because I didn't get that at first. I did not get that at first. I was so full of myself, thinking that I was better than the position that I was selected to be in, and not fully understanding that that position that I was selected to be in was probably one of the more important positions in the Bureau at the time, because of the access and because of what I needed to do in that position. And so it's just really, really important to just show up at your best and don't shut down, because when you do shut down, you start missing the blessing and you're not afforded what God has for you. And so to get a hold of me, you can get me through my website, RhondaMGlover.com. And I'm on LinkedIn under Rhonda Glover Reese. So that's where I hang out. I don't hang out in Facebook a whole lot. I really, really don't. I haven't done that a whole lot. But when I do go there, I'm kind of intentional about, maybe I need to do it a little bit more, but I haven't had it.
I always tell people, you stay where your tribe is. So if your tribe is on and popping over at LinkedIn, listen.
Yeah, that's where I hang. That's
good.
Yeah, I hang out. There's some growth and learning, and I've gotten a lot of opportunities through LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. LinkedIn, I'm telling you, for leaders, for professionals, is where the money resides. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
One thing that you said that was really good. You said show up, but don't shut down. So we wrote that: show up, don't shut down. Don't block your blessings because you didn't show up and then you shut down. I really, really like that. That was a really, really great message. And be careful of your mindset. If your mindset is not where it should be, it'll cause you to block your blessings and keep doors closed. Mm-hmm. So that is such a great nugget for every leader. We will often get in positions where it don't look like what we thought it should look like before we walked in the door, and we'll immediately want to shut down. But no, you show up anyway and watch God move. That's good. All right, y'all. So we're going to close it out with Miss Shalon. Shalon, what's your nugget for the people and how can they reach you?
So I would say your past does not define who you are. We all go through growing pains. Always go back to what was that dream? What was that vision you got before life told you that you couldn't do it? And I would also share to all daily, renew your mind, transform your life, and live your purpose on purpose. And I can be reached on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, from Shalon Barnett. So it's my name, and my website is www.shalonbarnett.com.
Hey, first of all, Shalon, I'm going to tell you, you talk that fast one more time, knowing I'm trying to type this stuff out, I'm going to jump through this screen, okay? I'm sitting, your past don't define you, baby. What else? Always go
Your
back
past
to
does not define who you are.
And I love what you said. You said, always go back to your dream before life said you couldn't do it. Y'all, that is powerful. That is something to think about. And so, Shalon, we're going to take that nugget. For every leader that's on the call, for every leader that's watching, what was your dream before life told you you couldn't? Go back to that thing tonight. Go back to that thing tonight. And then activate your fearless. Live on the other side of it. Dream on the other side of it. Launch on the other side of it. That was really good. And to follow you at Shalon Barnett on social, and then shalonbarnett.com. Correct?
Correct. You got it. And I'm living proof that you can, that you should go back to that dream you had before life told you that you couldn't.
Amen.
I am living my dream of what I thought of I wanted to do as a child, and I'm doing it now.
Wow. That is amazing. Listen, thank you all. We could do this all night, right? Because I started to see our shoulders relax a little bit more. And listen, now let me tell you this part. But if you want to get inside of the fearless experience and all that these leaders have had access to, go over to www.heal.today. You'll be able to meet more of our leaders. We're having an information call coming up very soon where our leaders are going to join you on the call. They're going to answer your questions. They're going to really be able to pour into you and talk to you more about what your journey would look like at the Fearless Experience. So go over to www.heal.today. Ladies, did y'all see the campaign start today? I started yesterday. Did y'all see the campaign? It's rolling.
Yes, it's awesome.
So y'all make sure, everybody, that you go over to the Fearless Experience, you like the page, you see all of the great things that's happening. And we're excited to get ready to welcome you all into the family. So thank you, ladies, for being here. Thank you for sharing your experience. And thank you for letting us know where you are now. Y'all are killing it. And it is an honor to know you and to be on this journey with you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let us know if there's anything that we can continue to help you with as you continue to grow. Rhonda, that book from the switchboard to the main line, we need to go ahead and we're going to work on it. Everybody holding Rhonda accountable, and it is so. All right, it's done now, Rhonda. We have Coach T to put it out there. I didn't already put it out there, so it's done. All right, y'all, welcome to the Fearless Experience again. Thank you all for joining us. We love you, and we will see you next time on the other side of fear. Y'all have a good night. Bye.